Oh, it's lit. We prime time. Subscribe, like, and share. Give us your feedback. Yo, I'm Manny at the plate and Kobe off a steal. Gretzky for the goal and Brady at the wheel. I'm a game changer, the Osaka of the tennis. And breaking scoreboards, Simone of the Olympics. Defense and big business, the Mayweather who way better. From the greatness of Jim Brown, I've been down. Talking sports before I was off the porch. Screaming Bo knows while Jordan was playing horse. Late 80s getting torched by the drive and the shot. 2016 got a ring off the three in the block. They eased to forgot the cardiac kids. Price and Doherty, Bill in the Indian years. This who it is. Your host DeeTrynt, yo, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. Yo, your host DeeTrynt, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer.
Welcome, DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports, in the streets. I mean, it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. But before I can even really get into this and, with the laughing and I gotta give a moment out to the legend. I've been involved with sports since I was about 4 years old. All right, this is no exaggeration. I started watching basketball first, but I fell in love with football first. All right, when I was young, it was Lawrence Taylor and John Riggins and Steve Largent. Jerry Rice was being larger than life. Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas had really just stepped onto the scene and was making marks. Ernest Biner was, Sweetness had just really left, or he was in his last years. Walter Payton was. I seen him at the end of his career. But I've been around the game for a long time. I remember, not vividly, but I definitely remember a lot of it when John Madden football first hit game systems. You know what I'm saying? Super Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Then went to Sega. It was by far the reason Sega sold and the reason basketball felt like they needed to update game from double dribble. Going from Tecmo Bowl to John Madden football was just a different type of explosion. And when it went from Sega to PlayStation, it became a whole different entity. John Madden, most people just know him either for the game or for his commentator, as a broadcaster and a color commentator for the games. If you was privileged to remember that. But a lot of people don't know that he's by winning percentage, he is the winningest coach in NFL history. All right. In the 10 years he coached, he went to 7 AFC Championships games, won a Super Bowl, has a win percentage of virtually 76%. In 135 games, he's won 103. But the way he told the game, the spectacle he made of it, and not in a bad way, it just was more interesting. If you was privileged to listen to Pat Summerall and John Madden break down an NFL game, then you know something about football. You got to. Because they literally explain how to play, how to move, how to evaluate. And I owe a large part of what I know and understand about the game to John Madden. You know what I mean? Just listening to him all the years, how he described how positions move, how they work, how the team must work in unison, how to encourage somebody without putting them down, how to explain something without being extra long, depending on, how John Madden was a legend. He died yesterday at the age of 85. And what is nice is that on Christmas, this past Christmas, ESPN dropped a John Madden documentary. It's like an hour and a half long. And at least he got to see the documentary before he passed. You know, he got to actually witness people and what good they had to say about him. And that may be what gave him, you know, the strength to be like, all right, man, I could put the period right here. You know what I mean? Natural causes, wasn't nothing out the way, he just left. You know, 3 days after seeing, 4 days after seeing this tribute, you really can't get no more storybook than a guy who, I won't say single handedly, but he is one of the biggest reasons why football is what it is today. So rest up to John Madden. Uh, the football world will miss you. We will also continue to carry the legacy and the tradition that you done passed down. John Madden football will always be around on the video game console. And hopefully they do right by not only putting him on the cover, but bringing him and Pat Summerall back doing the play-by-plays. You know what I'm saying? We got the technology, for the next couple seasons, and it just need to be John Madden. Even if you do put an MVP on there, you need to be up there with John Madden or something. You feel me? But at least bring you back on the play-by-plays. You know what I'm saying? So, those who didn't really get to experience that can understand the difference between how everybody else call a game and how John Madden call a game. Because this is a complete difference. With that being said, how even more nice is it that right now in football, we have a whole bunch of chaos going on, right? You got multiple teams with double-digit wins and multiple teams one win away from a double-digit season and wins. You got guys who look like they're completely out of the playoffs, but can control their own destiny by winning out. Parity. This is what football is all about. All right. But before I even venture into that, because I did a whole video on football, we got to go to basketball. And from one great loss, legendary loss, to another tremendous loss, as the Cleveland Cavaliers lose point guard veteran Ricky Rubio for the season with a torn ACL. Ricky Rubio was 31. He was on the last year of his deal, $17 million. And his season is over. Unfortunately, business has to continue as usual. And this now opens up more interesting things for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who sit at 20-14. All right. Amazing how a team that only managed to win 22 games out of 72 last year is sitting at 20 wins after 34 games this year before the season even gets to the new year. All right. They're going to match their win total before the new year even kicks in, or as soon as the new year kicks in, which is a tremendous step in the right direction. A lot of people say they're overachieving. All right. But when you play right, things happen for you. You got to keep playing right. But Darius Garland is a safety protocol. Mobley is back. Jared Allen is back. You still got Love marketing. Okoro is back. Valentine has been getting more time. Lamar Stevens will be back. Dylan Willer should be back. So the real question is about to be, who is the backup point guard for the Cavaliers? Not only who is the backup point guard, But who will emerge as the consistent, dominant perimeter scorer alongside Darius Garland? Now, in my humble opinion, it should go to Isaac Okoro. This is the perfect time while you've considered to be overachieving, while your trajectory is nice. This is a good time to feature Isaac Okoro in the offense. Not make him the number one per se, but you need somebody on that perimeter or on that wing that is going to help maintain the spacing. Isaac Okoro is a finisher. If he get it on the step and he get to the rim, he gonna finish. But Isaac Okoro needs to learn how to pull up for that mid-range jumper. He can hit some threes, but he don't gotta always shoot threes if it's a jump shot. I need to see Isaac Okoro take that pump fake, step in with that dribble, and knock down. I need him to hit him with that triple threat, get that step on the inside. You feel me? Get that hezo. When they think he gonna go to the hole, hit him with the step back and drain that jump shot right there. You feel what I'm talking about? I need that. Because once he does that, then his opportunity to go to the well increases. Because now a person know, okay, if he get an open three, he gonna shoot it. He's showing that. If he open and he get it, he gonna shoot it. Hit or miss, he gonna shoot it. That's cool. Because if he get hot, he'll hit 3-4 of them bitches in a row. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? He's still young. And he gonna go to the well. Don't nobody want him to go to the hole. Don't nobody want to see Isaac Okoro at the rim. So he needs to go where the defense doesn't expect him to go, and that's that mid-range jumper. You know what I'm saying? Even if he develop a little floater with it. You feel me? Listen, the floater is for everybody. Look, these basketball scoring moves ain't position specific. You know what I'm saying? If you can pull a move off, man, and you can make it a consistent threat, then use the move. But this does bring up a lot of trade speculation, or this may increase the talk, or maybe even make Kobe Altman feel like he has to make a move if he feel like this is the year they're going to take the step forward and say, fuck the draft pick. Now, I don't think they should say fuck the draft pick. I think they should play it out. Because you brought Kevin Pangos up for a reason. He's been there with the team the whole season, playing in practice with Rubio and everything. He is a guy, he's probably not going to give you so much on the defensive end, you know, but he can come in and be a backup facilitator. You know, he going to have to get his game legs up under him, so playing more minutes, you know, probably taking like 10 games. I think 10. It might ain't take him that long, but I think 10 games, after 10 games of consistent minutes, he'll be in some type of flow where it'll start clicking for real, and he'll become a threat and a guy who can stretch the floor, as well as a facilitator. I do foresee this injury, though, meaning Evan Mobley is going to get featured a lot more in ISO situations, and look for his scoring to increase. But Isaac Okoro is the piece. It's interesting to see how Chetty Osman performs with no Ricky Rubio, because they played together virtually all the time. Anytime, well, most of the time they play together. Especially on that second unit, you know, it was Rubio, Osman, and Love. So it's going to be interesting to see what Osman does. Osman, as a scorer and attacker, is in a perfect role. But somebody has to be a playmaker. Now, Chetty can playmake, but the way he playing right now is so fire. I don't really want to change it too much. You know what I'm saying? This is where I say Panko's got to come in. But I would like to see Chetty pick it up on the defensive end. It's probably going to be a good opportunity for a guy like Lamar Stevens and a guy like Denzel Valentine to really prove that they can help ease the blow of losing a Rubio. And but Isaac Okoro being more of a playmaker on offense definitely gonna be the remedy, because you need to see how well he's gonna perform, basically giving Colin Saxton responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what you need to see. Colin out for the year. You know for a fact what Young Bull giving. So you need to see what a Okoro giving you and how that fit, so you know what type of contract you're gonna be trying to offer a Okoro when it's his time. Because Darius Garland is gonna get an extension. That's not even up for debate. Will he get the max? Is Darius Garland a $181 million player? Mm. I value him and Colin Saxton the same, to be perfectly honest. I feel like each guy gives you what the other guy doesn't give you, bottom line. And when them two are playing well together, there isn't really a team in the league who can really stop what's going to happen, especially with those trees down there. So, you got to see what a Okoro will give you. You don't have to make a trade right now. You could definitely wait to the end of January, beginning of February, before the trade deadline. All-Star game in Cleveland, Ohio this year. You know what I'm saying? 18th through the 21st. I believe those are dates. So, it's going to be real interesting. You know what I mean? But speaking on trades, it'll be, what do I think? What do I expect? How do I see this going? But JB has done such a hell of a job. It'll be hard for me to see the Cavs falling off with their play, but it's just going to be like, who's going to be able to step and fill these roles. And if they are forced to trade, who would they really trade for? So a lot of people keep trying to throw Isaac Okoro into like the trade piece thing. I I'm still under the belief that he's untouchable. Um, because in all honesty, Okoro playing behind marketing is beautiful. Even if his offensive game isn't grown yet, it will at some point. But marketing being who he is and then coming back with an Okoro is just outstanding. All right. Okoro most likely is going to start this year. So his defense alone is, if we were, like I said, he untouchable though, y'all. He untouchable. Now I'm gonna say this: if Jaylen Brown is somebody the Cavs could acquire, and Okoro was part of that deal, I wouldn't even be mad at that, because ultimately Okoro is, Jaylen Brown is what we figure Okoro won't grow into at some point in his beginning stages. I'm thinking his ceiling is more towards a Kawhi, but Jaylen Brown got a stupid ceiling. Like, his ceiling is retarded. And he only like 23, bro, 24. Okay, Jaylen Brown young, so he would fit right in here. You would be trading a 20-year-old for a 23-year-old. It wouldn't change nothing. He would be a definite scorer at the two. But I would say he would legitimately force Colin to the bench as the sixth man. But, Jaylen could still get his extension. He's a max player. And listen, I don't know about y'all, bro, but I would definitely still give Garland and Sexton 125 apiece, bro. Call me crazy, bro. You gonna pay Colin, Darius, Jaylen Brown, and still paying Jared Allen? Yeah, absolutely. Because by the time it's time to pay Evan Mobley, Jared Allen will be in the last year of his contract. Marketing contract will be over. Love a contract will be over. All right. So, and Okoro probably wouldn't even be and Okoro wouldn't even be here because we had Jaylen Brown. So it wouldn't bother me at all. If we were to get a Jaylen Brown, I would definitely assume Okoro will be a part of that package. I wouldn't even be shocked if Osman was a part of that, and we ended up with Peyton Pritchard. Because we probably gonna give up some draft picks, but we ain't gonna just take only Jaylen Brown back. We gonna have to get another player. So I could see a Peyton Pritchard and a Jaylen Brown for a combination of they will probably want a Coral and marketed though. I ain't gonna hold you. For me, that's kind of hard to do. You can't have them both. You can get a Coral. You can get I probably try to throw love in that deal for the money because I'm pretty sure taking him means that they already negotiated some type of extension. I think Jaylen Brown under that, if they ain't argued this decision beforehand, you got to wait till the end of the season. So that might be the case. But another guy, I mean, the hot topic is Ben Simmons, bro, but I ain't gonna lie. This does increase the possibility that they could trade for Ben Simmons. Because you need a backup facilitator, and Ben Simmons could be the primary or with him and Garland, you could do a lot of things. But it's just the amount of things that you're going to have to give up to get him. I got to say, man, if I can get Ben Simmons and I have to give up a lot, then so be it. But if I got to give up a lot, it's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it. It's not. Buddy Yield is a guy, though, that we could get on the low, though. That's a guy we could probably manage to get for a steal. For real, for real. And if we was to get Buddy Yield, I mean, I think Colin wouldn't mind coming off the bench for that too, but that would add another shooter. But if we do get Buddy Yield, I don't want to have to give up a Coro. You feel me? Like, I'm cool with getting Buddy Yield, but not to give up a Coro though. I just can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna tell you my thing with a Coro, man. He's 20 years old. He'll be 21 right around when I'm about to have my birthday. His birthday like a couple days after mine and shit. You know what I'm saying? And on the defensive side, he already fire. He already a team player. He already got an attitude. You know, I'm just so tired of the Cleveland teams giving up their young talent and not allowing that shit to grow, man. Let it grow. You know what I'm saying? Let it grow. See what happens. Okoro and Garland with Sexton is fire. Marketing with Mobley and Allen is fire. You know what I'm saying? You really should just be building around that. You know what I'm saying? But if we can add a Buddy Yield without giving up a Coro, I think that's more of a marketing trade, though. But it's hard to trade marketing because marketing serves two purposes. He gives us height and athleticism at the three position while giving us great outside shooting. You know, and like I say, the way a Coral plays on defense, it's just so helpful to what the big, to what Frobley does in the paint. So it's like you already really got a good team. You don't really have to change anything. If anything, you could just let your developmental system work for you. But you wouldn't be a good GM if you weren't looking for ways to be able to, better your team via trade. You know what I'm saying? Um, guys like Bradley Beal out of the question. Let's touch on this LeBron subject. Let's touch on this LeBron subject. Now, I will say, in first response, I'm like, man, hell no, bro. Hell no. Let Bron stay where he at. But in looking at the totality of it, bro, as long as we don't have to trade for Bron, I'm good with Bron coming back. Because I would love for Bron to become the all-time leading scorer in the Cavs uniform. I'm not going to even hold you. It ain't even about none of that other shit people talking about. None of that. All right? If I can get LeBron to break in a Cavs uniform, that's epic. You feel me? Listen, if Steph Curry get to 5,000 threes and he can get to 5,000 threes in a Cavs uniform, I'm for that shit too. All right? You got to understand how people be trying to play Ohio, especially Cleveland area, like we ain't impactful to sports and history. You know what I'm saying? Like we fucking invented football. I don't really understand how people don't know these things. All right? But I would love for LeBron to be the all-time leading scorer in the Cavs uniform. I ain't gonna even hold you. That would just be a sweet, a sweet feeling for me personally as a Cleveland Cavs fan. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say as a sports historian because guys who are really sports historians have way greater detailed knowledge that they could on the spot explain better than I can. You know what I'm saying? But as a guy who is knowledgeable of sports history to a degree, that would just hit home so fire. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron could fit over here. He could play the two. The question probably would be if you had to give up a Coro to get LeBron, would you do it? Man, that's a no-brainer, bruh. It's hard not to accept that trade. If it was possible to acquire LeBron and make an Isaac Okoro the center around it, you gotta take that. Could you imagine LeBron with these trees and motherfucking Darius Garland? Man, bruh, that shit'd be retarded, bruh. Them niggas are, bruh. LeBron to act the ass. He will act the whole ass. And because of the way he played with big man, I don't think Evan Mobley would be spited at all. I think he out of everybody, you know what I'm saying? But the open shots that marketing and motherfucking Darius Garland would have, like if we had to give up Sexton, Okoro, and some picks to get LeBron, it's hard to say that's a bad trade. In no realm in history, that's a bad trade. No realm. You know what I'm saying? That would just be. I mean, it will. Yeah, it will probably take about that's conceivable. That's crazy. I didn't get that a lot of thought like that, but that's conceivable. You know what I'm saying? LeBron back to Cleveland, but that's my thought on that on LeBron back to Cleveland. Not that I necessarily want him back, but knowing that he only a couple thousand away from actually taking the scoring title, all time scoring points. I would definitely be for him doing it in a Cavs uniform, especially in Cleveland. You feel me? Like that would just be, pull a Kobe and go for 50 on the way out. You feel me? 60 on the way to clinching. You feel me on some shit like that? That would be wrong. But back to realness. You know, the Cavs could make a trade. Guys like Karis LeVert, rumored to be available. The Cavs could acquire him. Could a guy like Cam Reddish want out? All right. The problem with these guys is, though, whichever guy you acquire, you're going to have to pay. You're still going to have to pay Sexton. You're still going to have to pay Garland. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay Sexton this year. You're going to have to pay Garland next year. But you can actually give Darius Garland an extension this year. You know what I'm saying? So that way you ain't even got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But, if it's me, I'm sorry, man. If it's me, bruh, I would give Darius and Colin $100 million, man. Y'all get 120, like 125 for 5 years. That puts y'all both at $25 million a year. That's $50 million I dedicate to the point guard or guard position. You know what I'm saying? At least the point guard position, but for sure. Steph Curry make about $45 million a year, so that's cool. All right, cool. All right. Evan Mobley gonna get his, but like I said, by the time that happens, that shit ain't gonna even be. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm pausing because y'all, when it comes to this basketball season, shit's so up in the air. Like anything could fucking happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? They keep saying they ain't gonna trade Dame, they ain't gonna trade Dame, bruh. We wake up tomorrow, this nigga Dame could be in a whole blockbuster trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit's so unpredictable. Like, you really don't know. It's really so confusing why Indiana is even shopping their team, bruh. But speaking on that, I'm gonna tell you a trade that I was thinking about. I was watching some highlights of the Pistons, and I was watching some highlights of Indiana. And what's a crazy trade I would like to see? I would actually like to see Jeremy Grant go from Detroit to Indiana for Miles Turner. Miles Turner. Bruh, could you imagine Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, and Miles Turner fucking playing together, bruh? That would be raw on the young side. Miles need to go somewhere because clearly somebody over there don't believe him. But Cade and Miles on defense with the offensive potential they have, bro, and Killian Hayes as a facilitator, that shit would be raw. But even on a bigger note for Indiana, with Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, Chris Duarte, you add Jeremy Grant and put Sabonis at the 5, bruh, it's going. Because Jeremy Grant gonna bring it every night. You know what I'm saying? He has established himself over the last 3 or 4 seasons as a consistent 20-point per game scorer. He could take it off the dribble and finish at the rim. He could play above the rim off the ball. You know what I'm saying? His 3-point jumper has vastly increased. He already had a little post-up game. He ain't the biggest and strongest guy, but he can play down there. You know what I'm saying? So, but I like that trade. Miles Turner for Jeremy Grant. I like that trade a lot. I think that will work good for both teams. As far as Portland go, trade CJ, bro. Because you not gonna contend for no title with CJ and Dame. It's just been proven. You know what I'm saying? You can get so far and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You got enough pieces right now to where if you just add something nice to what you got, the defenders and Robert Covington and Larry Nance Jr. and Norman Powell, bruh, y'all could make a move. Now, who would they trade CJ for? Who am I looking at? As far as cats is available, I mean, this probably sounds silly to y'all, and I said this before, man. CJ for Tobias Harris, man, is the Philly Portland trade. I think it should probably go down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you get Tobias Harris playing with Dame, now you got a size scorer who could play. You know, a guy with size who playing with Dame and can really make shit happen. You feel me? And still allow Dame to play off the ball. For the way Chauncey and them play, or the way Chauncey got the Trailblazers playing, man, he'll fit well. CJ will fit well over there. You know what I'm saying? With Seth and MB, and that'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? A team I think should be a major player in this shit is Orlando Magic. Bruh, Orlando got a bunch of players who could probably impact somebody else's team. Markelle Fultz ain't even came back yet. Jonathan Isaac ain't even came back yet. Now, I like the idea of Fultz and Suggs with Wagner and Isaac and Mamba. But Cole Anthony fire, bro. This nigga Cole Anthony got game like a motherfucker, bruh. And RJ Hampton starting to come out of his shell, too. Terrence Ross is a guy whose career is dying over there. But he kind of remind me of Jamal Crawford. Like, I don't think he really care about the rings and shit. He just want to get paid to play ball. You know what I'm saying? That's my consensus on it. But they got a lot of guys over there, bro. I like Suggs. I like the Suggs and Wagner combination. I think they should definitely build around that. I'm definitely interested to see, though, how those two play with Isaac and Fultz. Because Fultz, like Cole Anthony is a 2. Even though he a point guard, he a scorer. He more like a 2. But I think he give you more when he starts versus coming off the bench. I'm not necessarily opposed to Markelle Fultz coming off the bench. But I like the idea of Markelle Fultz and Suggs playing in the backcourt because of the defense and what they can do in the open court in transition. You know what I'm saying? And having a guy like Mo Bamba who could, protect the rim and shoot from the tray, and having Franz Wagner down there who's, an underrated athletic, wing guy. I think it'll get quite dangerous over there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just throwing out little trades and scenarios and shit. This shit I'm just seeing around the league. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been fully engaged, but I've been peeping. You feel me? These just the things I've been noticing. My Cavs, man. As crushing as the Rubio blow is, man, it's not like it's the end of the season. Do you know in a lot of previous years, a blow like this would have been like, damn, the season over? Right now, Rubio isn't the biggest reason why we're winning, but he's probably the biggest contributor to the culture change. You know what I'm saying? Just because of who he is and how he plays and the type of talent we got on our team. It was just a match made. You know what I'm saying? Could we bring him back? It's possible. But I can see Rubio just coaching too. I ain't gonna lie to you. This ACL tear of his is the same knee he tore already. He 31. He gonna get his whole $17 million. He made good money in the NBA. He can always still play overseas in the Olympics, which is every 4 years, and not really put too much wear and tear on his body. to be totally honest with you, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if, even if he didn't retire this season and he just wanted to come back to just show that he still got it. If next season was his last season, bro, I wouldn't doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Rubio raw, man. And he impacted the game, and this was probably his year. Now, guys play well into that. It's playing well today, 35, 36, 37. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't saying that like he should just hang it up, he washed up. I ain't saying that. But what I'm just saying, though, for who Ricky Rubio is, like, Ricky Rubio been a star since a child, bro. He ain't hurting for no money. He literally playing because he love the game, bro. He not hurting for no bread. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? So, if he transitioned to some coaching in the NBA type shit, I just wouldn't be shocked, man. You know what I'm saying? But the Cavs, JB, I believe JB he need to let, you good, bro?
Yeah, my bad, Brad. My bad.
I know. I'm like, okay, you feel me? I ain't
My
gonna,
bad, man. Behind the scenes with the dream. Hey, Noah, when we talking about ages, LeBron just turned 37 today. So, happy birthday to the King.
Brian.
The King birthday, man. King.
Brian, happy birthday, Brian, man. My bad.
King turned
Capricorn
37, man.
Happy birthday, my guy.
And when we talking about Rubio only like 31 or something like that, too.
He is. That's what I was saying.
Rubio,
I
I
wouldn't be shocked if he came back and played.
a minute ago, like Rubio's still a youngster compared to a lot of these ones up in here. He an old young vet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Listen, guys that came back. You feel me? But I think about, the Penny Hardaways, the Grant Hills, the Tracy McGrady's. And, not to say that he was on the level of those guys, but he was as impactful as those guys. You know what I'm saying? On every team he was on. I mean, Ricky Rubio was a facilitator, a guy who can create, push the pace. He understands the nuances of the game. You know what I'm saying? And, that was a non-contact injury. You know what I'm saying? I think of Derrick Rose. It took those guys 4, 5, 6 years to get back right. 6, 7 years to get that back right. At that point, that puts Ricky Rubio at what, 37, 38, 39. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I say, I wouldn't be surprised, man, if he only just played in the Olympics every couple years. He healed up. He might play when he like 34 or something. You feel me? Playing the Olympics, see how shit feel. And, but I this might be, as fucked up as it is, this might be it. But the show must go on. All right? Unfortunately. Fortunately, but unfortunately. Bittersweet than a motherfucker. But the Cavs they got to show that they have a farm system now. I'm going to tell you something stupid that the Cavs did already, though. How could you let Miami take Kyle Guy? You had him on the charge. Soon as this shit started going on, well, in all fairness,
I didn't know that they got God. That's crazy.
He only on a 10-day. He only on a 10-day contract, so it's not like they can't get it. That happened yesterday.
Oh man!
So I'm gonna tell you, this why it was really just smart movement by the Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? Because Ricky Rubio just went down on Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, nobody really knew the extent of the injury. So before the Cavs could even think to make a move, they had went on ahead and plucked him that morning. Like, oh yeah, let me get Kyle Guy. You know what I'm saying? Right quick. And then the news for Ricky Rubio ain't dropped till like 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? So by that time, he was already claimed.
Man, he gonna fit perfect over there. They go sign him. They go sign him.
He was gonna fit perfect.
I see who was that? I see the Mavericks sign Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Damn, man, I can't believe
I think
that slip away.
yeah. But Kevin Pangos, man, they need to let him play.
Yeah.
They need to let him play, bro. He got chemistry with them bigs. You need a guy who can facilitate, push the point. He could be your bigger version of TJ McConnell. You know what I'm saying? With a deadlier jumper. Like, Pangos can play, bro. He ain't no slot.
It been crazy, but JB been next man up all year making shit happen. So, got to keep on doing what we got to do. Work that magic, man. Like, shit, that's what y'all want. Prove it. You feel me?
But I ain't gonna lie, though. The season right now rests on how far Evan Mobley evolves, how consistent can marketed jumper and scoring can become now, and the most important part, can Isaac Okoro become an offensive threat?
Yes,
Because I ain't saying he can't, but I'm saying he gotta prove it. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, he figured out. I hope he know that. Like, listen, bruh, you got to be able to step in and hit that mid-range jumper. As soon as you could do that, as soon as you show that you can kill him from the mid-range, it's over. The whole game gonna open up. You know what I'm saying? Whole game gonna open up, bro.
Fact.
Excuse me, y'all. But two, keep an eye out for something else too. Evan Mobley came up limping in that game. At the end of that Pelicans game, he played through it, though.
He lightweight been banged up. He been banged up like these last few games. He just ain't been, you know, he just playing through shit. But he been banged up. He been banged up.
So I ain't gonna lie. If I was the Cavs, I sit him, and I'll let Marketed and the Coro show me what they got.
And them other, who was that? Is that Davis? It's a couple other boys that we got, man. We got some,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because right now,
that people can step up, man, and see what they can do. You know, for real. Just like Guy, I'm sick.
Love good player.
Let Guy go, and Guy will be is perfect over there in that system in Miami. For real. He perfect over there. That's crazy. You said it's a 10-day. He gonna get signed fucking around watching. If they let him
Kyle Guy
go up there and do his thing, Guy go get signed over there.
He gonna fuck around. He might fuck around and come back though.
Oh yeah. Because you know we rock
He
with
might fuck around and come back because you gotta remember, Miami only need people until Jimmy Butler coming back. He already about back. Then Oladipo about to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they only need guys to help ride them out. Bam will be back more like the end of January, middle of February, somewhere around there. Around All-Star. I'm pretty sure after the All-Star break, he'll be back for sure. You know what I'm saying? And Oladipo will be back. So, you know, I don't know if, you know, it's a good chance he can come back, but that definitely was a crucial steal. Because he could ball. I like him. He remind me of Jason Williams a little bit.
I think we gonna be all right, man. Just gotta stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. Cause that last game, shit. we Cavs missing a lot right now. Then Rubio going down.
But it's cool though because, like I say, to most of us, to a lot of people, I don't say most of us. To a lot of people, they overachieve. We were saying at the
You already
before the
know that.
season started. Yeah, like we was already on it. Like shit, if
Every
Love buy
year,
in.
you can't, man, every year with me, it don't matter what's going on. Shit. Hey, it don't matter what's going on, and I got the proof. I'm all in. No matter what's going on. Shit, I'll be happing them up. Some of the things be trying to, but I always amp them up, man. But I'm loving what JB doing with them boys, man. I'm glad he just got that bread, got that contract. You feel me?
Coach
That's
of
what
the year, man.
And we keep this up. They better give my man that coach of the year. Flat out. Keep this shit up.
Speaking of,
Coach of the year.
that shit just made me think about New York.
Man, bro, anything. If we get 5th seed, 6, like I say 6th seed. 6th seed and up, man. He should get coach of the year, man.
6 seed and up.
Hell yeah, 5th seed.
If they get a guaranteed playoff spot.
Yeah, 5th seed, man. If they get 5th seed, they gotta give it to him, man. Shit, look where they came from. Look at what the Cavs been through. Look what the Cavs been through. And with the injuries and all that shit that we've been going through all season, bro. We done spanked some squads when we had some real injuries. I mean, like some real players not in the game, real setbacks. And next man up stepped in, did their thing. You know what I'm saying? Big games without everybody. We want big games without Mobley, big games without Okoro, all of them. Shit. Love was out. Everybody been out for real. Everybody been out. But I think
Everybody.
That Rubio, I think that's gonna make even Love go even harder. You know what I'm saying? That's his dog. That was
he was the one. He was the one that was telling the trainers to come out.
Love was bringing Rubio in, getting him back together. You know how they was out there in Minnesota. So man, I'm rocking to the wheels for a long time.
Oh,
What we play? Shit.
Oh. Hold on.
I'll be back.
That just made me think about something. Not on the basketball side, but on the football side. I'll be listening to Sirius XM and shit. And I caught Solomon Wilcox and LaShawn McCoy talking about the Browns. So, we all know LaShawn McCoy, running back, Shady McCoy, you feel me? Legend. He said all he wanted for Christmas was to see Baker Mayfield get benched. He go on to say he don't understand how a guy who hasn't proved that he can win is getting so much hype. He say, bruh, he literally got everything. He got a line, offense and defense. He got a running game. He got weapons at tight end everywhere. He say, bruh, he basically in so many words said Baker Mayfield still holding a starting quarterback job is an insult to the position. Bruh, that shit was crazy. And I just want to throw that out there for people who, whether you are for Baker Mayfield or against him, you got to understand who we talk about, man. Shady McCoy is proven in this league, bro. He's proven. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play against and with some of the greatest players ever.
I just tapped back in. What you talking about, bro? Who you talking about?
LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, yeah.
How he basically was saying in so many words that Baker Mayfield still having the starting quarterback job is an insult to the position. And I thought that was heavy. Bruh, he said all he wanted for Christmas was to see Baker Mayfield get benched in the Green Bay game. And
Wow.
he said he just has no understanding on how Baker Mayfield is still starting in the NFL.
When you say that?
This might have been Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, I was on my way to work. It could have been yesterday morning, but I think it was Tuesday. For sure. All right, so look, it's been fun, y'all. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. Man, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how y'all feel. Give us your feedback. You know, good or bad. Let me know how the topics hit with you. You know what I'm saying? And your feedback on all the topics, all right? But Happy New Year to everybody. Be safe. You know, enjoy this time with your loved ones. You know, try to mend bridges wherever you can. You know, it's a crazy world out here. There's so many things going on, and you just never know when you in the last days with whoever you love. So, you know, do what you can, have fun, live it up. You know, believe in yourself, trust in yourself and your abilities. You know what I'm saying? You know, and move forward, evolve. Don't be scared of change. You know, change and evolution is a part of growth. All right. So one love, DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. We out. We'll holler at y'all later. One love.